Carbonly, the social carbon mitigation platform. Conscious consumerism is one of the fastest growing trends worldwide. While we can look at hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of stats on this, we should really look no farther than the hundreds of climate marches across the world in 2019, including 350,000 passionate activists in the UK, 1.4 million across Germany, and 1 million across the UK. And while activism is a great way of showing your cause, it's not a way of driving change. Instead, it's more advocating for it. And that's why 75% of Fortune 500 companies have no commitments towards reducing their carbon footprints. Currently, the only platforms available for consumers to make an impact with regard to their footprint have been carbon calculators and offsetters, which for the most part are very unreliable, very user-friendly, and very unempowering. And for that reason, it doesn't surprise us that less than 0.0000001% of all consumers worldwide offset their carbon footprint. And yet there's clearly a market for this, with millennial income at over 58,000 and 68% of millennials and Gen Z identifying as conscious consumers. We wanted to fill in the gap. And so we wanted to make Carbonly everything carbon calculators aren't. We wanted to use exact carbon data. We wanted to make a social, empowering platform that uses gamified features to motivate users to keep offsetting their footprint, as well as making seamless carbon offsets so consumers can easily integrate it into their experience. To achieve this mission, our first goal was to implement full carbon transparency into the consumer experience. Here we can see on Tesco's website, we have carbon data for every single product based on thousands of category-level carbon data. But we didn't stop there. We wanted to integrate Carbonly into as many industries as possible. And next, we integrated it into Amazon. Here we can see Amazon with all the carbon data. And if we go to basket, we can see our total basket carbon footprint. Then if we go to Uber Eats, we can see for a given restaurant, we can see the carbon footprint of every single product based again on the same category and as well as product level data. And if we go to checkout, we can see the total carbon footprint. And also Skyscanner to also have flights. Here we have the carbon footprint of all the flights. But we didn't just want to give consumers the data. We wanted to help them as well through smart suggestions. So here we can see on the Chrome extension, we can search up for a specific product and we can find the carbon footprint of that specific product. And also tell you the ranking of each product if you want to find the least carbon footprint product. Here, if we go to basket, we can also see the total of our basket. Next came the most important part of all, tracking transactions. Now, before we do that, let's do a quick walkthrough. So when you first open the extension, you're going to see sign up, and we can click sign up. Then we can go to sign up page. I'm quickly going to go through all this and making an account. Then I can log in. And here we have analytics page. So clearly we have no transactions. It hasn't tracked any of our transactions because we haven't made any. And here we have our compatible marketplaces, as we've seen before. And so I'm going to change my profile very quickly, just as a social feature. But then we can go to Amazon. So I'm going to go and buy this jam. I can press, and when I press checkout, then it's going to track that transaction. And if I go to my extension, I can see here, it's actually tracked that transaction, and it's added it to my carbon footprint. It was about, less than 1 kilogram of CO2. Next, I can go to Skyscanner, and I'm going to add a new flight. And then we can go to extension, and it's actually tracked that same flight. And it's also added it to our total carbon footprint. And then here we can see we have 2 destinations. And as you can see, most of it is Skyscanner because flights are a lot more than jam. And then we can go to Tesco, and I already have a checkout, I already have a basket. And then there we can see it's added the 3 items we bought on Tesco. And it's added all of that to our carbon footprint, as you can see. And yeah, evidently Skyscanner is still the most, but Tesco is now second. And we have 3 destinations. Now if we click here, we can open up our analytics, and here we have a more detailed analytics view. Here at the bottom we have all our orders. And then we can see we're still 5th. And then if we go to offset, then we can offset these exact transactions. It's only 50 cents. You can offset monthly, weekly, or yearly, or custom offsets. But as you can see below, we also have subscription based. So you don't actually need to worry about offsetting exact amount. You can just offset at the end of the month, whatever you bought. And here, if we go to profile, you can see we have no friends, unfortunately. So on leaderboard, we can see we have the offsets of every single person. And now here we can see I'm by myself, so I can add a new friend. I'm gonna add James Carlson. I'm gonna add Jenny. And here I have 2 friends. And then we can see we're competing in a friendly way, and we're encouraging each other to offset more. So here you can see I have my total carbon footprint.